Welcome TechBrothersIT. In this video, we are going to learn how to read multiple files from a folder and subfolders from ADLS Gen2 and load to the warehouse table with file name by using data pipeline in Microsoft Fabric. So a lot of lengthy title here, but anyways, it's very simple. So here I have portal.azure.com and one of the storage account is called TechBrothers Synapse Storage. If I go right there and go to the containers, what I'm going to see different containers. One of them is called the Synapse container. And under the Synapse container, I have a folder called region. And then region folder has Asia. Then it has this file there in Asia. So let me show you the file. And you are going to see ID, first name, last name, and salary. So there are two records in this one. Then if I go one step back and there is a Europe folder, there is a Europe file, and this has two records as well. Same is for United States. So there are three regions and I would like to load all these three files. Could be more files here, but as of now I have only one file in each of the region. And I would like to load them to the table. And also I would like to get the file name while I'm loading, so I would know which record is coming from where. So that's our purpose here. Let's go back to the fabric here and then go to the workspace. If you are going to the workspaces here and then go to the sale workspace, that's my workspace. And then I went to one of the folder I have created called pipelines because I want to manage or just keep all the pipelines in this folder. Here we will click on the new item and then we are going to select the data pipeline. In the data pipeline, once we open it, it's going to ask me, hey, what is the name of that? So I'm going to give this PL and I will say ADLS Gen2 to warehouse. So let's create this pipeline, and now once the pipeline is created, we are going to add some copy data activity to perform this task. Our pipeline is ready, and now I can simply click copy data from here and add to canvas, or I can go to the activities here and then go to the copy data and add to canvas. So it's my choice. So I'm going to go ahead and click right there and bring it right here. It's a copy data 1. You can rename if you want. I'm going to say copy files to warehouse. Okay, so give a proper name, and then once you're here, so click right there again on top of it, and then you're gonna see this source. In this source we can create the connection, and here there are many connections I have created, and I'm going to create a new connection. So click on more here, and then it's going to open this wizard which will show you many different type of data stores or data sources. So in this case I'm going to select data lake. I know that is Azure Data Lake Storage Gen2. So I selected that one, and here I will be providing the name of that storage. So if I go right here, that's the name of the storage, and I can copy and paste it right there. And once I paste it right there, it already selected this connection. In this case, what I need to do right there, I don't have this, think about that, if I don't have connection, I will be creating a new connection. In the new connection, I will be providing authentication, and I go to the account key here, then I will go back here, and then I go to the right here, let me show you security and networking, go to access keys, and then I will copy this key. Click on show, and then you will be copying this key and come back here and paste it there. Now if I will try to connect from here, and that's where it's going to do, it's going to create that connection for me, and I'm all good. I can click on test connection, it will be successful. Connection successful, that's great, that's what we wanted. And now here we are gonna browse. If you see here, it is asking me, hey, file path. I'm interested in wildcard file path, so I can click right there and then browse. Once I browse here, it is going to ask me the container name, and I'm just going to select the container name. Now under the container, if you remember that, I can have different things. I can do asterisk dot asterisk here, that means everything under the container. But if you remember, I don't want to do everything. I am interested in very few folders. So under this container, I have this region folder, and then I want to do everything under that folder. So I'm going to go right here and just type region here, and in this case then I want to do asterisk. If I have some naming conventions, such as I want to read only JSON files or all that, so I could say .json or .csv and all that. So I can do something like that too. But in my case, I know that they are going to be all the files, and all files are CSV files. And here, once that's done, I'm going to select the file type. And if you scroll down a little bit, let me go here, click right there on copy activity, and they are delimited files. Now you have settings here, and then in the settings you have different options. It's a comma delimited, it's a row delimited, so you can select different options according to your file types. In my case, it works just fine, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit OK, and first row has header, that's also true, so that's check mark already. And now I can preview the data. So it's reading those files, and then it's going to produce this preview data for me, so I can take a look how exactly my data is looking. Now you can see that the data is coming from different files here, and that looks fine to me because I have 2 records in each of the file. And I'm going to close this, and what is my next step, and I'm going to go to the destination. So actually, sorry, let's go stay here in the source. I want to do some more things. I want to add a column for the file name. So I'm going to click right here in the additional columns, and then go right here. I can do 2 things. I can do file path as well as I can do the file name. So I created one column here. I'm going to go for the next one, and here I'm going to select the file name, and then I'm going to say the file name. Okay, so we added these 2 columns, and now we are all good to go to destination. Here in the destination, I'm gonna just click down there, and then go all the way down there where I can see my warehouse. So my warehouse name is a Tech Data Warehouse. You can see right here, and it has some of the tables. So if I go to the tables here, and then these are the tables I have in this warehouse. Now that's fine. I'm going to create a new table. So I can select Tech Data Warehouse, and that's our warehouse. Now you can, there is a button here. You can, once you click here, you can always click and it will bring you here if you want to make sure this is the right one. Go back here on this pipeline, and now you can use existing table or create a new table. In our case, I want to create new table. Now we will be providing the name of the table, and I'm going to call this one load all files from ADLS. Okay. Now that, sorry, not here, I will be just providing schema there, and then I need to cut this and paste it here. So there is no need to be putting the dot here because there is already dot right here in the middle. So you will provide schema and then your table name. That's all good here, and then what we are going to do, we are going to take a look on advanced here. If I have some default value for some column, I can add that here, but I don't. So I'm going to just leave as is. Here is if you want to, let's say you want to truncate this table every time, you can always, if you have existing table, you will be saying truncate table, and then those kind of things you can run on a pre-script. Now I don't have those, and I'm just want to load the data to the table, so we don't worry about that. Write batch timeout 30 minutes and disable performance matrix analysis. So you can select if you want, and then or leave this unchecked. This is all good, and let's go to mapping here, and now we are going to hit import schemas. So it's going to read those files, and then it's going to create the schema for us, and then we are matching with our destination. So here these columns are coming from the file, so ID, first name, last name, salary, and then these are 2 additional columns that we have added. Now instead of saying ID and the naming convention is not that looking that great, so maybe I want to reformat. So here I will say, instead of F name, I will say first name, and then here I will say last name. So you can change the way you want. Let's say this S is small, I want to have capital, and the rest of the column looks fine. Once the mapping is done, you can also preview the source if you want, but in our case we already have seen the data, so we are all good here. Now we can click to the home here and hit save. Now it is gathering our changes and saving the information. Now we can go to the run here and validate. Once the validation is done successfully, if there is error, we can fix it, no problem. So we are all good here. We can run this pipeline right now, and this will be manual run. So we are going to go ahead and execute, and it's going to create the table and load all those files. So right now our copy activity is going through some different statuses. It's queued right now, then it's going to go in progress, and then finally it's going to be successful. Now our pipeline is completed, and you can go to the input and take a look what you have here. In the input you are going to see different, like, hey, we read the data from regions, and then we have other information, so you can take a look on those different things. Here is our linked service, for the output tech data warehouse, and now if you want to go scroll down all the way and keep looking for different information, you can take a look of those columns and everything. Here is your output tab. You can also have some information here. It tells you how many rows read, what rows copied, and copy duration and throughput. This might not be very easy to go through and navigate. I would like to suggest you click right here in front of the activity, and then it's going to open this graphical interface. Now you can see that it has read the data from Azure ADLS Gen2, then it has put the data into the staging, and then finally it loaded to the warehouse. Now you can see that it has read 3 files, and then it has read total 6 rows. And finally here we can see that it has written 6 rows as well. If you take a look, this is the time to write to the staging area, and then from staging to the destination table. If you go to advanced, it tells you this was triggered by a manual process, because we use the run here instead of scheduling the pipeline. Let's close this, and now we are going to go back here, go to the tech data warehouse, and let's refresh our list of tables. So we have the table here, all files from the ADLS, and I'm going to click right there, new query, and then select top 100. Once we execute that, it's going to show us all the records from our table, and you can see that all 6 records are coming from those 3 different files. Here is the name of the file. You can see that this came from Asia, so this is the folder, and then this came from Europe, and this came from USA. Now if you further scroll down here, and one of the difficulty I have it here, so you can see right there, these are the file names. So now we can actually remove some column here to take a look on the file path, and I'm going to go ahead and execute, and you can see the full file name and full path. Also, if you want to get the count of coming from each of the file, you can say count as RC and whatever the name you want to give, and then you will put this group by. So this will give you the total count coming from each file. So you see right there are 2 record count coming from this file, and 2 from this, and 2 from this. So if we go back here in the workspace and go to our folder here, that's where our pipeline is saved. In case if I will close this now, and if I need to reopen, I can go to the folder again, and I'll always can open and work on it. So I thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.